Welcome to Contemplative Living, where we view contemplations for the week to have a better understanding of our spiritual paths. This is Contemplative Living with Dave Bennett. Hello, welcome to another Contemplative Living, where we talk about concepts to bring contemplative living into everyday life. I wish, this is the season of rejoicing. And so today, sorry, I thought I had everything all set up, but apparently I didn't. Today, I'd like to start out with something that writer-artist Harlan Miller wrote. And he says, I wish I could put up some of the Christmas spirit in jars and open a jar of it every month. Isn't that the way we really wish we had this Christmas spirit all the time, year round? But many times that's not the case. So this week's episode is kind of dedicated to the season of rejoicing. So I am going to get started here. Having a little technical difficulty. So, all right. This is a season not only of rejoicing, but of reflection. At this time of year, we really like to go inward and connect with that Christmas spirit, to connect with who we really are. And it doesn't matter what belief you come from. It's a time of celebration. It's a time of rejoicing. And wouldn't it be nice, like Harlan Miller said, to bring that to every month, to bring that into all the time of our year? We've had a tough year, but now is the time to put that aside and think of one another and how we can be together and work together. Because that's what it's really all about, is being there for one another. All right? So, even if you can't be together, this is a time to celebrate family, friends, and the little moments that bring you joy. Even though we can't be together, we can celebrate. We can celebrate together. We're interconnected. We have that connection to one another. Good morning, David. Glad you could join us. We all are connected. And it's nice that we have that. We tend to forget that. I was talking to someone the other day about this, about how we tend to lose track because we get caught up in all of the circumstances. And boy, this year there were a lot of circumstances for us to get caught up with. But even if we can't be together at this time of celebration, we can still have moments that bring us joy. And that's where our focus should be right now, is on joy and inner peace and harmony. Because when we come from that space, we can feel the spirit of Christmas. And that's what's so empowering about this season, is that it's there for all of us. And when we join in together, we amplify that energy for all. Cherish peace, goodwill, and being compassionate is to have the real spirit of the season. So, there's always a chance for us to connect to that inner peace. And to find that inner peace and to hold it in our heart is is a way of being compassionate because it brings that peace into our interactions with each other and in our work. And that is the real spirit of the season. That's how we show each other, is by being peaceful in our interactions, in our dealings with one another, and as we go about our business. And it's more than just this time of year. But when we can have that real spirit, and it creates a healthy glow within us that we tend to not carry with us in the course of our year. So the magic of the season is silent. You don't hear it, you feel it, you know it, you believe it. So everything that we're talking about is that silent knowing that's within us. And it is to be celebrated. It is to be brought out and cheered and sung about. But the magic, the feeling, is not something that we hear or feel or see. It's not something that we can touch, but we know it and we believe it because it's there. It's present all the time within us. And some of us may hear some communication from that higher consciousness. Not all of us do, but some can. And listen to those messages. Listen to what comes to you when you're feeling that center of peace and joy and harmony. Morning, Justine. Glad you could join us. Bless this season, which engages the whole world in a practice of peace and love. What would be amazing was if we could harness this feeling of peace and love during this holiday season and expand that globally. In this world, there are areas of conflict. And in those areas, many times during the season, they're able to put away the conflict for just a day or two. But that period of peace is something that could resonate. We could build on, and we could create something so much better than what we're currently dealing with. But it means we have to listen to one another and look for the joy in each other. It's there. It's there. It sometimes feels like it's hiding. It sometimes feels like it's non-existent, but it's there. So celebrate the season by giving the light of love to those who need it most. There are many people in this world that are just aching to feel loved. And I'm not talking about in distant lands or in impoverished areas. I'm talking about our neighbors and just people down the street that need to feel the light of love. This season can be very lonely for many, especially if they've lost a loved one. And many people this year have lost loved ones. And so we need to wrap everyone. We need to wrap everyone in that light of love. We need to share our hearts and share our love with everybody that we meet. So, the world has grown weary through this year. But at this festive season, we are renewed. So the nice thing about the Christmas spirit is it lifts us up. It fills our hearts. And we could use more of that. We all could use more of that. It has been a weary year. We've had so many very contentious and polarized issues thrown at us all year long. But now's the time to put that aside. Lay it down and allow yourself to feel the joy, to feel the peace, to allow that to fill your being, imbue you with harmony. Because that's the spirit of the season. To be in harmony and peace within yourself and outward toward others. I hope that you have a joyous holiday season. And thank you for joining us this week. And I hope to see you next weekend. Namaste.